Hello and welcome back to the Everything Huskers podcast. It's been a while. We haven't been on here for over 3 months, so I like getting back to you guys. You guys don't deserve this. I've been gone for too long, but let's recap the season. Let's talk Dylan Raiola entering the transfer portal. Let's talk other transfer portal news. Then let's get in some bowl game talk, and let's also talk about Ahmad Hudson because that's a situation that I want you guys to know about, and it's a situation we're going to cover for a long time because he's not committing until I'll tell you guys the date once we get to him. So let's recap the season now. We faced Cincinnati in our first game at Arrowhead Stadium. We lost 20-17. The only reason we won this game was because Malcolm Hartzog got that game-winning pick down on the other end of the field. So that was a clutch moment that we had to win the game. I was very happy, and we're just lucky we won that game. Cincinnati turned out to be a good team, though. So Brandon Sorsby is a great quarterback, in my opinion, probably, if not the best in the portal right now. We beat Akron 68-0. That was a good game, and I feel like it set the tone for our first half of the season and really showed who we were right away. But we kind of fell off the rocker towards the end of the season. So then Houston Christian, we won 59-7. This was a good game. We're gonna win this game either way. It was Houston Christian. So, and then we lost to Michigan 30-27. This was a very disappointing game. It was 4th and 1 down on the goal line at the beginning of this game, and Matt Rule chose to go for it instead of taking the points, which would have been 30-30. Next season, we can make those better decisions or just have better players to go make the plays. But we lost that game, so I think this one was probably on the coaching staff. We were very unprepared going into this game. Then Michigan State, we won 38-27. We did not play our best ball game, but we went out there and executed, so we won the game. And when we can play well in the fourth quarter, that's how we're going to win the games, and that's how we did against Michigan State. Then against Maryland, we won on the road 34-31. Dylan Raiola threw 3 picks. Unacceptable, but we won the game, so not complaining too much. And then, gosh, this next game, Minnesota, this was a bad game. I stopped watching it at halftime. I couldn't watch anymore. We were not playing good football at all. We weren't being physical. We got sacked 9 times, which some of that's on Dylan Raiola too. He held the ball for too long, but that's why Donovan Raiola is not on the staff anymore. And then Northwestern, we took this W 28-21. This was a good win. The only reason we really won the game was because Kenneth Williams had that big return for the touchdown. That really gave us this win. We won by 7 points. I really don't think we played good football in these past 4 games with Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, and Northwestern. We played well against Michigan. We just came up short and didn't win the close game. So it's really unfortunate we didn't execute at the end of that game to win it against Michigan, but it is what it is. And USC, Dylan Raiola gets hurt in this game. I feel like the outcome's different if Dylan doesn't get hurt. We lost 21-17. But TJ Lateef came in there really unprepared. The coaching, which isn't on TJ at all. That's on the coaching staff. The coaching staff did not have TJ prepared for the outcome that Dylan Raiola would get hurt. And he was unprepared, flat out unprepared. And we just threw him out there. And I thought he played well, but we couldn't get it done. So then against UCLA, we won 28-21. TJ Lateef balled out, and so did Emmett Johnson. They had huge games, which helped us win this game. And I thought this was going to set the tone for the way out on the season, but then we lose to Penn State 37-10. This was a heartbreaker. this was a heartbreaker. It was the worst D-line performance I've ever seen from Nebraska in my life. Terry Braden, this is why you're not on the staff anymore. John Butler, this is also why you're not on the staff. These guys look so unprepared when they go out there, and that's on the coaching staff. That's not on the players. We had the players. They just were super unprepared and not developed at a high level. Then Iowa. This was even more of a heartbreaker. Look at these. 2 heartbreakers at the end of the season. We lost 40-16 to Iowa. Credit to Iowa, they went out there, balled out. But John Butler, again, you can't be giving up 40 points to one of the worst offenses in the country. You just can't. But they beat us fair and square, so it sucks to lose to Iowa. We did. And then on to Dylan Raiola. This all started off when Dayton Raiola decommitted from Nebraska. I was like, man, this kind of means that Dylan's gone. And then I kind of took it back a bit because I didn't know for sure what that meant. I didn't know if Dayton was just decommitting because TJ balled out, if he realized he's not going to play here. No, I figured out Dominic was asking for money. Dominic was asking for a raise for Dylan and Dayton, and guess what? Rule put his foot down and he said no. I am very proud that Matt Rule did that, because if we're overpaying Dylan Raiola once again for another season, we are going to go 5-7. We won't have enough money for players around him, money for the trenches, which we need. With Jeep Wade coming in, I'm very excited for the trenches. I think we're going to spend good money and get good players. But and then Donovan got fired, which led, I feel like, to Dylan's intent to transfer. And then I don't know where Dylan's going to go, because Oregon's going after other quarterbacks. Louisville's taking other options. I think he's honestly going to end up in a worse situation than Nebraska, and he's going to get paid worse. I feel like he's going to get paid $2.5 million, and at Nebraska he was getting paid $3.5 million. So you can't be greedy as a quarterback, and you can't burn bridges on your way out, because now you don't have an option to come back. I don't think the coaching staff will take him back, and I think there's a 0% Dylan will come back, which a lot of Husker fans aren't mad about, because we want a dual threat quarterback here at Nebraska, which we have in TJ. We have in Aiden Childs if he chooses to come to Nebraska, which that's what it looks like. So I think we have good options out there that Nebraska's willing to take, and we'll just have to see. Let's get to some other transfers for Nebraska. Roger Gradney decided to transfer out. I'm not too mad about this. He's a redshirt freshman, really never got on the field. And yeah, this is a good depth piece, but I'm not surprised that he's gone. I'm really not. I don't think he was going to play here at Nebraska that much. None of these guys are too shocking, except I really didn't expect Marcos Davila to transfer, but he did, and now we only have one scholarship quarterback here in the room. He passed for 9,000 yards in high school. He's a good quarterback. He's just a really raw prospect coming out of high school. So, and honestly, at Nebraska, we don't really have good quarterback development. And we're going to have to take 2 transfers. So, Nebraska going into next season, we don't really have, TJ can start, and I trust him to start, but we don't have that good backup quarterback yet, which we need to look for. We're going to have a guy come in and literally tell him he's going to be the 3rd string, which a lot of quarterbacks don't like to hear, especially after being highly talented recruits coming out of high school. Then Maverick Noonan decided to transfer out. I didn't expect him to ever really play too much here in Nebraska. He's a in-state recruit. that we took, but good luck to Maverick Noonan. I'm not too shocked here. Malcolm Hartzog, we took a big hit here when he entered because he's a really good prospect, and he played well this season and up until he got hurt and banged up for the end of the season. We really missed him this season too. Well, I mean, not really. We had the second best secondary in the country with Andrew Marshall, which he's actually coming back next year, so I'm really pumped up about that. And then let's get to the next transfer that's transferring out, Jamarion Parker. Jamarion Parker, he was a good prospect coming out of high school. He put on a bunch of weight, and he was just banged up this whole season. He got hurt in the spring, and then really couldn't get back. He got hurt again. And we were looking forward to him coming back, but he didn't get back again. He entered the portal. So good luck to Jamarion. He's got a high upside. I'm excited to watch him play at whichever school he chooses. Then the next transfer is Caden VerMaas. Caden VerMaas out of Omaha, Nebraska. Not too shocking here. I didn't expect him to see the field ever at Nebraska. Best of luck to Caden. Tristan Alvano entered the portal. Not too shocking news. We have our kicker and Kyle Cunanan. He honestly had a good season. Tristan had in his freshman year kicked pretty well, I'd say so, and got some injuries and really couldn't come back from them. So, best of luck to Tristan. Jacory Barney, I just wanted to tell you guys, Jacory Barney is coming back to Nebraska next year, and we should be very pumped up about him. He didn't really have his best season this year. I was pretty mad about that, but I think Jacory with a real Dana Holgorsen offense and TJ Lateef who gets the ball out a lot, which we saw that. I'm excited about Jacory coming back, and he's a key piece to our offense. So is Nyziah Hunter, and Nyziah Hunter's also coming back next year. They both just signed NIL deals, so they will be back. TJ Lateef will also be back next year, and I just want to come on here and tell you guys how I am so impressed with TJ Lateef. He came out, balled out when he needed to, and he should be our starting quarterback going into next year. I believe that, and I believe he can beat out a lot of quarterbacks. I feel like Dylan went out because he's scared. He wants to go place. He wants to start. I don't know if he was going to start here at Nebraska next year. And then let's get to some bowl game stuff. This made it very interesting with Kyle Whittingham. He just went to Michigan. He took on the head coaching role at Michigan. He really just left his team. He was in Las Vegas, and he went to go tell his team that he was going to Michigan. And he was going to retire from Utah. They were going to send him out on a good note and try and beat Nebraska. Now that he's gone, this really, really makes me interested in seeing if Nebraska can win this game. I think Nebraska could come out on top of this game, and I really think that now it's going to be closer because they have to last-second interim head coach, and their offensive line coach is also possibly going with him to Michigan, and I know that I heard their offensive coordinator is also going. So I wonder if those two will coach in the game. I know Kyle Whittingham obviously is not coaching. Then let's talk some opt-outs that Utah had. Logan Fano is opting out. He had 30 tackles this year, 4.5 sacks, so he had a really good year, honestly, and he's going to the draft. Honestly, happy that he's not playing in this game. That helps us a lot with our offensive line, which I think we're going to take a jump as our offensive line because Jeep Wade is coming in. Caleb Lomu, offensive lineman, they had a good offensive line this season, which I'm happy that he won't be playing in this game. And last year we saw Boston College play Nebraska. They had, I think, 2 offensive linemen set out too, and they really didn't have a good offensive line in the bowl game. Vincent Shabers had some nice sacks. And then they have another one, Spencer Fano, sitting out, offensive lineman that had a really good season too. These guys are all going to the draft. But it's good to see that some of their offensive linemen are sitting out because Nebraska's D-line hasn't been good. But I think they're going to take a big jump in this bowl game because Matt Rhule is actually going to be the coach. He has took on the role of really being the defensive line coach. Then let's get to Dasan McCullough. He is sitting out for the bowl game because he's going to the draft, and I also had an injury, and he doesn't want to risk it again. And then the next one that is entering the draft, Rocco Spindler. Rocco Spindler he's having surgery, and then he's going to the draft. So best of luck to these guys. And then Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson had a great season, got robbed from the Doak Walker. Literally had way better seasons than everyone except for Jeremiah Love, in my opinion. I think he really got robbed from even being a finalist in this. And Emmett Johnson, great year at Nebraska. I think he proved Nebraska who he was, and now he's going to have a great career in the NFL, so best of luck to Emmett. Now, let's get to Ahmad Hudson. Ahmad Hudson, 5-star recruit coming out of high school, tight end, and also a 5-star, borderline 5-star basketball player who has insane basketball skills. So Nebraska, this is a great recruit. Go get him. We're number 1 on his list right now. I can tell you guys that confidently. Trey Taylor has been working his butt off recruiting him, and so is Tay Ellis. Tay Ellis is a Nebraska wide receiver commit now, and if it wasn't for Trey, we would not have these commits. Just going to say that. That's why our 2026 class is not that good, because we didn't have a good quarterback commit, and now we don't have any quarterback commit. But Ahmad Hudson, we are the front runner for him right now. I hope it stays that way. He's not committing until July 4th, though. So we got to really push. Us Husker fans need to push and get him here. So does Trey Taylor. I don't think we're going to get outbid by anyone in this. LSU was the front runner for many years, and he has been. But now Nebraska has really took that role, and LSU has really disrespected him, and now Nebraska is the front runner, as Lane Kiffin has now took on the head coaching role at LSU, and Brian Kelly was fired. So now Ahmad Hudson has really no relationships with that staff. So it is a 2-horse race now, I believe, and it's A&M and Nebraska. Texas A&M is pushing hard also, but I don't think he has good relationships there. Relationships at Nebraska are really strong right now, and Nebraska's offering good money. So I hope we can land his talents. Thank you guys for tuning into my video. It's been great to be back. Go Big Red, and we'll see you in the next one.